Computer, turn off the air conditioner. Hey, you can hear me. Good old Streamlabs. Not that Alexa actually did what I asked. How's everyone today? It's Mikey B. Anyway, we'll be along for fan mail in just a few minutes, so sit tight, keep it locked. Well, I'm not sure about. I mean, hate is a strong word. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fan Mail.
Look at the fan mail.
How do I do this again?
Who are you?
What am I supposed to do?
What up, Jays? What up, Lazy Foo? What up, Steve the Ghost? What's up, Dangerous? What's up, Dark Page? What's up, Ken? Who else is here? Sound off. What up, Mikey? You could have been here.
He was here a second ago.
He was here. He left, and they got in the chat to talk trash.
He's like acting surprised to talk to James, even though he's just been literally talking to James. Good job, Mikey. Good job.
Oh my. Yeah, James, you have a lot of. Both of us have a lot of explaining.
My audio
to do
cut out because of unexplained thing, but it'll be back in a second. It's probably back. Say something.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Did Morgan mute himself?
No, he's just refusing to speak to troll you, I think.
Oh my God, Danny, thank you. He could have had this go for like an hour. I would have disassembled my computer.
But I was talking.
You just didn't have your microphone on.
No, my mic is on.
Now it is, but a second ago.
It's been on the whole time. I was talking this whole time.
Okay, well, moving forward, now I'm hearing. No, that's a lie, Morgan. That's a lie. In fact, I shouldn't be watching your video. There's nothing I'm going to gain by seeing your face, except getting trolled.
I gotta go to bed. It's too early.
Yes, hello. Yes. No, hello. I just thought maybe you could introduce yourself to the audience, let them know who you are, what your background is, what do you do for a living, that kind of thing.
You're gonna get a lot of questions about this movie. People have been chomping at the bit to hear about it.
Hi, I'm James Heaney, professional union actor. Just finished wrapping my first big film as a lead character. And I don't know if comedies always get Oscars, but this year there's going to be an Oscar for comedies. And it's coming to me.
Cool.
But you expect to win an Oscar for this?
I mean, no joke. It is the best performance I've ever given. And there is a range from funny to silly to hurt to crying. I can't spoil. I mean, I've accidentally spoiled some of it to Morgan and to you, but I'm not supposed to spoil the rest. And I regret every person that I've told any part of the movie to because it's so good.
About the movie.
Good. But it's like Fight Club. It's like Fight Club, you know? Like, if you know what's going on in the movie, God, you're not going to need to see it 3 times. You'll probably get it the first time.
So is that another way of saying it's not good enough to watch 3 times? You'll only want to watch it once? Or...
there's just this... It's a mystery. It's a murder mystery. Some people
had 0 replayability.
Some people die. So the first time when these people die...
Spoilers.
I mean, it's a murder mystery. It's not that big of a spoiler. If there's a murder mystery with no death, then it ain't a murder mystery. It's just a mystery.
Wouldn't that be mysterious?
Caper. It would be mysterious if you keep looking for who's going to die.
I have an important question, which a lot of people have asked us while you've been gone. And I don't want to get you into any trouble, so don't say anything if you can't. But what was the dog collar thing that you were wearing?
It was a sex collar. Yeah, it was a sex collar.
Well, we figured that.
I mean, there's certain things I can tell about the movie. Well, first of all, I don't want to just brag about it, but it was the best experience I've ever had. I had no idea. The director of photography of the movie is the camera operator and gimbal operator for the entirety of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And also Birds of Prey and like a whole bunch of amazing things. And I had no idea until about a week ago, like 2 weeks after shooting, we were doing a scene that was insane where he's running around like sprinting backwards with sound equipment over his head and everybody like a flock of birds in this house. And afterwards I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Have you ever done anything like that? And he's like, yeah, I just wrapped being the camera operator for Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like, holy shit.
You're 1 degree away from McGregor.
I know. I asked him if I could dress up as in his skin and hang out with Ian McGregor.
See if you can get any of his sweat for a thing that I need to do.
Oh, yeah, I'll check. But yeah, it was a really cool movie. It's going to be done August 30th. The whole thing will be edited, finished, and sent off to Sundance, where they expect to be selected as one of the Sundance movies. It will. I'm sure that it won't be a huge blow for some reason we are not selected, but the investors that have put money on the movie have already won Sundance like things. And so they're expecting that with the trajectory of the way things are going, it's going to be at Sundance.
Fun. Good job, Jibs.
So if the first time you can see it, it'll be in January of 2023.
Another important question that a lot of people had was, were you really playing Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin? And if so, why were you playing Dark Souls 2 and not one of the other Dark Souls?
And then the follow-up question to that: why were you holding the laptop on your hands with your forearms and then using the controller like that?
And did you not have a trailer to go to? I mean, what was going on?
I did not have a trailer. It was not a big budget thing.
I thought you said you were a union.
I am union. It was low budget, which is still pretty high budget. But at the end of the day, we were filming outside, and we were so lucky. But we were running through like grass that's a little above your knee, a little below your waist, and we had to have a snake wrangler come out. Did I tell you this?
It's the thigh, James. That's what's in between your hips and your knees.
Most people, not
thigh
me.
High. Thigh high grass.
Thigh high.
You named like 8 body parts to not say the word thigh.
Yeah, thigh high grass. It just sounds weird, thigh high. But yeah, there was a snake wrangler because we were sprinting through, and I, of course, my character, you know, Morgan, I never wear shorts. I swim in blue jeans. Of course, I'm running through Snake Land in shorts, and there's a snake wrangler with a black light that goes through all the grass that we're going through.
To make sure there's no snakes in there?
Yeah, exactly. And you'd be happy. There was also an animal representative on set because there's a dog in it. And
why would that make me happy, James?
Well, I don't, because I was try as I might. I wasn't
dragging me into this conversation. We're gonna have a big talk about it later today.
No, maybe we should save it. It's there. I was happy. I thought you'd be happy. I didn't realize what an important role the animal representative played. They protect all animals, not just the ones that are actor stars. But if there's an animal on set, it's getting protected by that animal representative.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So basically, the dog had better conditions than you did.
I actually kind of did in some, but it wasn't there very often. I was there a lot. For them to give me the conditions the dog had for the entire time, that would have been a lot to ask. I did wear a dog collar. I'd say 75% of the filming. And I liked it. It was nice, actually. It felt good.
The collar.
Yeah, it didn't hurt. There's no spikes on the inside. I didn't know what they were supposed to be.
Moving swiftly onwards. Do we have any GameFront related announcements this week?
We are in the process of working through Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, and we just finished up Phantom Menace. We're going in order of release, so we've done the first 3, or the 4, 5, 6. Now we're working on 1, 2, 3, and then we'll work on 7, 8, 9, and then we'll go back and 100% them. The Lego Star Wars game is great.
Awesome. How do you think it compares to the other Lego games?
I don't know. I've never played them.
You played at least an hour of Marvel Legos with me.
Yeah, that's true. It's better. It's really fun. I also played probably an hour of like Harry Potter Legos. But I would say that it's definitely, everyone in the chat's like, oh, Lego Star Wars or Lego games have come a long way because it's like pretty robust. It's all voice acted. The graphics are great. Cool. It runs smoothly. The world is massive. There's a ton of stuff to do. Like everywhere you go, there's like 5 or 6 side quests at least. So yeah, excited. Keep plugging away.
I played the old Lego Star Wars on I guess it would have been PlayStation 1, and I loved it. But I only played, I think it was episode 1. Is it a recreation or is it a complete? It's not like an HD version of what came out in the early 2000s.
It's its own game. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's all new, baby, and it's got all 3 trilogies.
In other business,
Anything else?
We've been streaming Sea of Thieves on the weekend. Myself and young Zachary. I was going to say, we kind of really want you two to join us because, like, the bigger the crew, the better, I think. And I think both of you would love that game. I know you like it.
I love that game. Yeah. I barely played it though.
It's very fun, and I'm definitely 100% willing to jump in. You just got to give me a strong time of when we start.
Okay, we'll arrange that. But it would probably be Saturday and or Sunday, and it would be at 10 a.m. Zach's time, which is 8 p.m. for me, something like that. So probably your...
Yeah, that's fine with me. It's just got to actually start then.
Maybe? Yeah, we can be on time.
I have a wedding to go to
I
on
can't
Saturday.
But Sunday I could do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there are other days available, so...
I might be able to do it Sunday, but Sunday is allegedly the wrap party for the movie that I was in, so they're all going to get together and have a party.
It just doesn't end, does it?
I know, but it's Saturday. Saturday I'm going to a wedding, but it's in Venice, which is so nice. Nobody ever has weddings in Venice.
Record with you. I'm going to be hungover from the Oscars. I don't care, James. We got videos to make.
I want to get an Oscar for this movie. I can't wait for. I hope I can't show any of the clips. It was the best acting I've ever done.
We're all going to watch the movie when it comes out, so we'll just wait.
All right.
Yeah, unless it's never released anywhere.
Oh, it'll get released. They put so much money into this movie.
Can we do some kind of a watch party like online? Is that possible somehow?
Like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of thing where we all just line up and watch
One of the I don't remember what the role of the his name was Jason, and he was camera he was the camera operator, which was helping the DP. But he worked on Mystery Science Theater 3000 the last 2 seasons.
Oh, so good.
But he said that it was fun, but he said it was not nearly as fun as you would think it would be because he also grew up watching it. But I guess it's all in front of a green screen, so like a lot of the magic when you're filming it isn't really there.
Yeah, I'm sure. But those last 2 seasons, The Gauntlet and whatever the new release of the other run, were so good. I used to watch those almost every night, like falling asleep. I'd put them on to fall asleep too.
I have not seen the last 2 seasons. I'm gonna check them out soon.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, I think it's better than the old ones.
No, really.
Yeah.
And then the other piece of one more very quick thing. Okay, I want to play Bloodborne. That's going to be my next series. And now I've finished Dark Souls, I think. But Zach is refusing to play Bloodborne with me. He has no interest in it. He doesn't want to do it. He just doesn't want to do it. He just doesn't care.
What a baby.
So I need a new partner in crime to join me on Bloodborne, and I'm wondering.
I mean, I would definitely do it with you, but like everything, my requirements are a consistent time, and that's it. I just need to know what time it's going to be, and then it needs to always be that time. If something's
I can do
wishy-washy, I will never do it.
No, I can do that. I just what's a good day and time for you that we can be consistent?
Phil has a good idea. Take Jay's.
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, I don't know anything about Bloodborne.
I'm pretty close to an expert on it. And the good news with me is I exclusively work wishy-washy in undetermined times. So I think I might really be a ringer for the position you're looking for.
Oh, my. Well, I mean, we all parsec in, so wherever it is, it's gonna be through parsec.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we
unless there is a budget to bring me out once a week, Danny.
Is he here?
No, I'd be happy for you to join me if you want to do it.
Maybe we can tag team it between the 3 of us. You, me, and Jays. Because Jays is actually maybe Jays gets you on the first couple episodes to set you up for success.
Yes, quite possibly. Okay, well, we'll take it offline, but that's
which means we won't talk about it until next Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'd like to do is that would give me an excuse because I did get my PlayStation back set up to stream, and I did do a Bloodborne stream. So what I would have to do is maybe I would stream it or something of the sorts to make sure that I was ahead of you, and help you through it.
Are you committing right now to a consistent stream of Bloodborne?
I'm not committing to a consistent stream of Bloodborne, but I am committing to helping Danny beat
randomly
Bloodborne.
Jumping
I love
on
that
at
game.
10 o'clock at night, half drunk, playing some Bloodborne.
That's kind of my style.
Just once every 3.5 months.
Great. Cool. Shall we do some fan mail?
Let's do it.
We are starting today with episode 30 of Elden Ring.
A lot of these videos are Elden Ring, right?
They're almost all exclusively Elden Ring.
Because every time James could record with me, he'd be like, "Oh, let's record." I'd be like, "Elden Ring, we need more Elden Ring." So that's my bad. Mike, gotta love this podcast while playing Elden Ring. Smiley face. Okay, fingers. Mike posted a map on Discord about revealing much about 9 options to go and make some progress and find interesting things, and it's all within the area you are. It's just to avoid being lost in the woods going in circles. Nick Hanley, it's cute that you think a map would help James. Mike Hanley, sometimes I feel he truly is trolling us all, and he actually knows what he's doing, but it's worth a shot just in case. James, is it true?
No, it's not true. It is not true. I'm trying to find this map, but this is from 2 weeks ago, I guess.
So the map that he sent us was of Lake Liurnia, and we essentially did all of the things that he.
I thought it was a map of the whole game.
No, he was like giving you some pointers about where to go moving forward when you got down into the lake. So
was that something that helped you inspire me?
Yeah, my playthroughs plus that map. Yeah, I definitely looked at it. Don't worry, I've been picking up the slack around here, James.
You're gonna pick up the slap pretty soon with a mouth like that.
Well, he's getting used to being at the Oscars already. Clearly,
That's a good one, Danny.
Thank you.
Mike, great content, guys. Very interesting topic spoken on this one. Oodle Salad's botnet a most smiley face nerdy episode or smiley face episode to be sure.
I think that's a nerdy smiley face. Which reply would you like?
I don't know. Those ones, I guess, more to come.
Sense. Yeah. That one sounds the weirdest, but it still makes sense.
It's the most likely to disappoint. So, I mean...
Amazing Chase. I love this comment. It was unavoidable that this episode would be a hit, which is what we were talking about in unavoidable.
I couldn't remember the word after we talked about it for a little bit because it was so weird. Unavoidable.
Amazing Chase then says, yes?
Go for it.
Please go back and finish talking to Patches. In fact, always exhaust his dialogue everywhere you see him. Then Brad Hahn comes in and says, Var wasn't at the Rose Church. Seems like James has a problem talking to NPCs. Maybe he was warned about talking to strangers as a child. And then Nick comes in with, funny you say that, because I found the conversation in this episode thoroughly exhausting. Never listen to these knuckleheads when it comes to anything aside from the pattern of curtains that match the windows in the van. Wow. Is that a Stranger reference?
I know that it sounds like Nick hates us, but he really does love us.
Yeah, you haven't lived in a van for at least 6 months.
Couple months.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you let it go.
Some people can't let it go. Pill, have James tried to get a job as a writer or anonymous source for some news network to come up with stories? Ooh, that would be good.
I would love to be an anonymous source.
Where you just talk smack, you just make things up?
As long as there's no repercussions for the things that I say, I'd say the damnedest things.
Oh my god. Oh well, let's trust James with all of the company secrets because we know he's not going to leak them, unless of course he
Just
knows he can get away with
anonymously.
it.
They'll never be able to. I'm not going to let them know who I am either.
Yeah, but you have to because otherwise you're not a source. You're just a random person saying things. Like
I'll just say,
you have to
take it
trust
from
the
somebody who
reporter.
knows a lot of stuff about a lot of real things in the company. This is true.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
going to say
you
which
need.
of the.
But a
You don't
reporter is
think?
only a good reporter should verify their source before they publish. Like, they need to know you are who you say you are, but they won't reveal who you are to anybody else.
Well, then I don't think I'm in. I'd want even the reporter not to know.
But then anyone could say
Because I'm
anything.
going to
But
say
like
some crazy shit.
you could just pretend to work for any company and just say anything you want, and if you're not going to prove who you are, it doesn't work.
All right, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Did you see that they want to cast Michael Cera as Ver in the Elden Ring show or movie?
No. Is he? What's he doing these days? Is he still good?
Chillin'. Just rich.
Just rich.
He's
I
just
actually
rich.
liked Michael Cera, but it seems like he's disappeared.
Well, he's just very rich. Why would you do anything? Just take it. You're just
know.
sitting around waiting for your acting jobs that you want to take, and then that's it. One time I went to watch a double feature at the New Beverly, and I was like looking at the like upcoming stuff that was there, and I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and we were standing there looking at the thing, and somebody gets like uncomfortably close behind us, like breathing on my shoulder, and I was like, we're in public, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to fight this guy. And I turn around, and it's Michael Cera in a little beanie, and he's like, hey. And I'm like, hey. And I just went back to looking at the thing. I was like, that's fine. It's fine. It's just Michael Cera. He can do that. He can just be uncomfortably close to my shoulder. It's fine.
That's awesome.
Hey. he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing the whole time. He's like, I'm going to be so cute right now. Hey.
Steve the Ghost says, Morgan not telling James the Revenant is weak to heal spells is shameful with all the help we gave him during his playthrough.
Hey. So sue me.
So sue you. You be careful with what you say because you're going to end up with some court docs coming to your house. What's your address?
Which house? Yeah. So freaking sue me.
My agent that stole all my money has resurfaced.
You can't call him your agent still. He's not your agent, James.
My ex-agent that stole
Unless
my
he's
money.
stupid enough to still use him as his agent. You never know.
I book work. He resurfaced. He's filing nobody could serve him papers, so you couldn't sue him because he wouldn't show up to court. But he was never officially served, so it wasn't counted. And he was just getting off the hook with that. I couldn't believe it was possible. But now he's in Texas, and he is filing for bankruptcy. So now they're I actually let go of it. I don't care. I've moved on with my life. But there's a Facebook group that I'm in called Victims of Jordan McCurahan. And they're all sending people out to serve him.
Jordan McCurahan?
JMTA, Jordan McCurahan Talent Agency.
That sounds like a made-up Simpsons
that's a pseudonym. That's not a real name.
But no, he's his court case is on June 2nd. But it's a really confusing thing. I don't know if now is the time to get into explaining it. But in the document, it says that you cannot attempt to retrieve your money from him until the decision's been made by the courts. But then these people in the victims group are like, well, it's not just debts that he owed us. He stole our money. And I'm like, that was 5 years ago, and I've moved on. I don't know. Maybe I'll regret it if they get their money back, but I just feel at this point,
will.
Yeah.
There's no reason that you shouldn't just throw in with them to try to get your money back.
I don't think the guy's I think he made a lot of mistakes, and I think that he's already ruined his life, and I've already moved on. I think at the end of the day, because I got to pay out from his whatever it's called, the
But
loan thing.
it's still like what? How many thousands of dollars do you think it is?
A handful of them.
Okay.
A handful of them.
If you were working at like Taco Bell or something, and they were like, "Oh, we held half of your wages for this year," you would 100% go after them to get it. That guy,
Yeah,
is
but
no
I think
different.
that guy's different than Taco Bell.
No,
I think that guy
that's the point
ruined
of
his
making it
life.
not different. He was your boss essentially, and he screwed you over.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
I haven't told
Morgan, you should pursue this. In my opinion,
should sue him on James's behalf.
Yeah, I should sue him on James's behalf too. I just remembered he represented me for a couple of years there as well.
All right, so I didn't tell James about that spell because, for the most part, and I defend myself in the comment, James doesn't want straight up spoilers like that. There's a couple of things that I haven't told him, because I don't think he when I ask him if he wants to know, he always says no, so I just don't tell him.
This is stunning to me. Are you sure that I'm listening to you when I say no?
James, I'm of the mind that you're never listening to me, but I do ask you a question and then you respond. But I know that you don't understand the words that I'm saying.
Okay. No.
But how am I supposed to make sure that you are understanding the words? Ask you several times in different ways?
I don't know. It just seems like the Revenant being weak to heal spells. That seems like the kind of thing a coach would give you. It doesn't sound like a spoiler.
Well, it's mostly based off of.
But what I don't understand is how is me using a heal spell against the Revenant gonna?
I was in the middle of telling you why.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Cut me off to say the same thing again.
Okay, go on.
This is why we have communication issues. I'm basing this off the decision that I was going to tell you a trick about a boss, and I asked you, "Hey, do you want to know a trick about this boss?" And you said, "No, I do not want to know that."
All right, that sounds pretty fair.
And so I was like, "Oh, he doesn't want to know that kind of stuff." So then I moved on. And also, if I told you that a healing spell worked to damage an enemy, it would be 80 videos of you trying to damage each enemy with healing spells. And
that's also true. That is also true. But now that I know, I'm gonna have to figure out which ones
I will
heal
tell you
hurts.
Exactly. You remember the guys that you were fighting in the water that was like super fast and chasing you down?
Uh-huh.
It's only those guys.
The ones by the boat?
No.
Okay. Well, then I don't remember. But
next time we see them, we will see a few throughout the game, and I will tell you about them.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay.
Steve the Ghost. I think this is a reply from Steve the Ghost up above.
Yeah, well, he just said in the chat that the reason he made the comment was because of all the, complaints about progress and that it took 30 minutes and stuff. But we don't need to dwell on it. We understand the reasons and the whys and the why nots. But BitVenture adds that this is not Morgan. I still don't believe that, James. What do you think? Because it's BitVenture. Sounds a bit like Adventure Bits to me, and keeps claiming that their name is not Morgan. However, the videos on there are not Morgan. It's somebody else.
Am I crazy, or is that a picture of Morgan in the thumbnail with his
anonymous?
Face? Yeah, exactly.
It looks a lot like you.
Mm.
So
you are anonymous. That's interesting to know.
No, I'm not BitVenture. It's his own guy. He's a guy he's his own guy.
Kamikaze Ice, not sure if Morgan feels sus. See you next fan mail. I think we're on to you. We know it's you. Playing the system.
Someone needs to make a mod where every enemy is in fact a merchant. Ha ha ha. They could do it too, just replace them all with Kale Guy. Lol. It would be a very interesting playthrough. Some of those merchants are tough if you accidentally hit them.
I said this on the weekend, but if you did make a mod which replaced all of the enemies with merchants, could you make them all just say, "You think you're so special, don't you? But you're just another customer."
I mean, I'm sure you could.
That would be my request. I just want every character in the game to just say that.
I've heard that so many times, and I've laughed so many times, but I forgot what game that comes from.
Dark Souls.
It's from Dark Souls.
Of course it is.
This empty vassal.
I was beginning to believe it was the merchant from Resident Evil 4 for some reason, but I guess not.
But I've been doing this for 6 months, maybe longer.
You were somehow trying to make it about you.
Oh,
I
God.
think at one point in time I knew what it was from, and then it just feels good to laugh sometimes, you know.
Wait, so James, a lot of time when like we're in a group of people and everyone's laughing and you're laughing, some of the time you have no idea what's going on. You're just laughing because everyone else is laughing.
I'd say a solid 50% of the time.
Sick.
It just feels good to laugh, you know.
I've been laughing in a group with you so many times now. I'm like thinking back. Was any of it real?
None of it was real. He's just a confused child walking through life.
Oh my gosh.
Here's an important debate. Dark Page says that he's now thinking that over 1,000 deaths is unavoidable. Now,
like inflammable?
Yeah, we really need to do the sweepstakes soon on this. But what's your death count now? Like,
it's
roughly?
really not that high.
It's got to be near 400, right?
It's not even close.
What is it, James?
350?
I don't know the exact number, but it's in the low 3-digit numbers.
Someone in the chat's going to know.
3-digit numbers, it's pretty low.
Well, the second it gets to 4, we're over 1,000.
Yeah, well, we're far.
Hey, it's Mitch.
Hey.
Hello, Mitch.
What up, Mitch? Mitch,
Hello,
tell James
Mitch.
he's not going to make it in 1,000 deaths. There's no way.
Yeah, explain to him that he's just never going to do it.
He respects your opinion. Please tell him.
And then tell me what unavoidable means, because I'm not entirely sure.
Oh my.
I don't know. I feel like I bled out some deaths real fast in a couple of videos, but overall, I'm not dying that often.
Oh no. He's going to give you a false sense of security. You're going to believe that you can make it in under 1,000 deaths, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Have you actually seen any of the episodes?
It's just him eating himself into a wood chipper over and over again.
I mean, some of my deaths are just outright silly. I haven't been dying like the traditional, like, real death. A lot of my deaths are like, I'm doing something else, and I fall off a ledge.
Is this your defense? Because it's not a good one.
Good
if anything, you're making it worse. I've died so many times, and they were all avoidable. Is basically what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is the unavoidable deaths I've somehow overcome.
He's 300 plus deaths, and he hasn't been into the Magic Castle yet.
You see, I think Mitch has spent so much time away at IGN that his sense of reality has returned to normal. And therefore, he doesn't quite understand what he's dealing with, like who he's dealing with.
The incompetence.
You know, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still have a lot of confidence. I know that there's a lot of people out there. I mean, there are people who have beaten the game in less than 1,000 deaths. And if there are people out there that have done it, then it can be done. And James Heaney is going to make it real. And keep it real. Because he's the real James Heaney. Let's do this. I'm a good cheerleader myself.
Rhythmic, who's also a Dark Page, just so you know. Looking good, boys. Nick Hanley, I vote the next episode be called James and the Spear of Mediocrity. Also, protein cells, are they in the protein jail?
Oh, that's pretty good, because I was not reading that right. I was like, Gale? What the hell is that? Now the joke makes great sense. Thanks for reading that out loud, Morgan, because in my head it was really not working.
Yeah, they beat that into me during the stream that it was called jail, not Gale. But
well, why wouldn't they have spelled it correctly then?
I have no idea. Drogdor, local 50-year-old man. Damn, man, that's cool. I don't know what that's in reference to, but yeah.
It's probably something we were talking about in that video.
Oh, I'm sure.
The third,
right.
555, says maybe Elden Lord. Oops. I mean, James should get the katana, maybe even 2 katanas. With some interesting punctuation threaded in there. But I think we get the idea.
And then Nick says, what? The spear of mediocrity is not good enough for you? No, me neither. Then the third comes back with, he's keeping on fighting invisible creatures, which only James sees. I believe he needs more area-like weapon. At least he will hit enemies more often. Well, that sounds actually like a solid tip.
Yeah, some AoE.
But in all fairness, a spear weapon is an AoE. It's just got a very vertical area of effect. It's a straight line area that extends far.
Cool. Another video and another tough battle won by James, the Elder Lord, Heaney, and Big Morgs. I'll be honest, I didn't think James would kill the Revenant. It's definitely the one enemy type that I try to cheese no matter what. They are so annoying. James picking fights with every merchant he sees when all they want to do is give him a ticket to the site of grace that only costs all his ruins. Also, James just got past 250 deaths, 1/4 of the way to 1,000 death limit to set himself. Is not looking good for our hero. Good video, boys.
So I'm not a quarter of the way through the game?
No.
At this point.
No. Mitch would like to know why you're fighting the merchants.
I have never fought a single merchant.
I killed every merchant that I saw.
The thing is
Doesn't
that a
know the
lot of
difference
bad
between an
guys are
enemy and a
hanging
merchant.
out.
Exactly.
A lot of bad guys are hanging out and looking pretty chill, like maybe they're a merchant. So I'm not always approaching them like I'm going to attack them because I think that it's possible they're a merchant. And Morgan won't just be straight up honest with me and tell me when it is or is not a merchant because he thinks it's a spoiler.
What?
Did I say that right?
It's just confusing every time that you can't see what a merchant or an enemy looks like. Because the guys that you think are merchants don't look anything like merchants.
What about the character that's in the round table that you give your bell ball bearings to? That looks like an enemy. I want to kill that thing every time I see it. Wow. The blacksmith, that looks like an enemy. Some of these enemies out on the Great Plains of the Elder World, they don't look all that. They look like they just need a friend, maybe some souls to make ends meet while they're feeding their family.
Mitch wants to play something called Dread Hunger. I haven't played it yet.
I haven't heard of it.
We should do it. We're in. You need to have one wide open day to play with James, and then one specific time to play with me, and then something that works for England time zones to play with.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm flexible. Don't worry about me.
Oh, it looks like Sea of Thieves.
We were just saying about how much we like Sea of Thieves. So
yeah, this looks cool.
Zach's turned up as well on the YouTube chat. He would like you to go easy on the mustache, please, Morgan.
I didn't do anything to the mustache except for clean it up. Oh, this looks fun.
I think you're looking very, very neat and tidy these days.
Oh, but it's actually more like Among Us. This looks fun. This looks real fun. It's like Among Us mixed with Sea of Thieves, and this is coming from somebody that has just looked at it for a second. So I don't know. Might be wrong.
No, I think Mitch just said that.
Can you confirm or deny that I was right?
Yeah. Look, so this sounds like a great plan.
Done.
Great. Done. Maybe even Zach can join us as well. And then everyone decides they're busy.
You think it's getting too tight, Zach? Zach thinks my mustache is getting too tight. Rude. Oh, yeah. This is where we have our big fight. Ken, I love you, Morg, but why are vegans, vegetarians always so angry and hostile towards meat eaters? There's nothing wrong with being a vegan vegetarian, and there's also nothing wrong with eating meat. It's the way we do it with factory farming that is wrong.
Can I pause you for just one moment,
no, you can't.
Morgan?
There's also... What?
I just started teaching an improv class, and there's a new rule that they have as if you're a teacher. If anything ever turns into an argument, you are supposed to end the conversation and go on to a new place, so that it makes sure that everybody in there feels like it's is this helping you at all?
No, I
Can
have
we
no
move
idea what
on?
you're
My
talking about.
guess
It
is
sounds like a
from the beginning
terrible
of
way
this, it's
to
not going to
learn how
end
to.
good.
No, this is going to end fine.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there is a key difference as well, though. This is real life; it's not improv.
Well, improv should
so
be real life. There's no reason that.
well, true.
So these
But
so these students are going to end up never being able to figure out how to work out of an argument scene that they've started. So if someone doesn't edit them, they're just going to stand there and stare at each other.
Well, no. I'm sorry. That it's not for when it's in a scene. It's when you're in the class. I guess because of the way politics have been in the world, there has been some arguments off stage between people that have turned into shouting matches and things. So now, anytime there's a
Politics?
disagreement, as soon as it becomes an argument, that conversation must end, and you just move on to something else.
Weird.
Which it was weird to hear that because like that kind of seems obvious, but maybe it's happening enough that they now have to have it as a rule. And it seems a little strange.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that sucks. Obviously, there's probably a very specific incident that led to that.
Yeah.
It's the way that we do it with factory farming that is wrong and not sustainable. There's also animals being killed with vegetable bean farming. No one seems to care about them, so both options are not perfect. I hunt every year, never buy meat from the store, and I am very against factory farming. The animals I hunt never grow old in the wild if they are not hunted. They always die a very slow and painful death by wolves, bears, and by fighting in mating season. They get nasty infections and wounds that last for weeks, and if we don't control the population of certain animals, others will suffer. We only have 115 wolves in my small country. If the population gets too large, they kill deer and sheep just for the fun of it. Happens often, and I have seen it with my own eyes. It's brutal. Oh, I can't scroll down. A large percent of funds used on tags and hunting equipment goes to animal conservation. Morg, I respectfully disagree with you, but when you read this, please don't chop my head off and banish me from GameFront. Good discourse sinks differences and seeks agreements. Okay, so first, before we get started, can we just ban him on all channels? Get him on Twitch, get him on YouTube.
Permaban.
Yeah, just permanently ban. Adam as a moderator, don't do.
I don't know which one to pick.
Stuck on either side. Here's the deal, and James tried to do this to me earlier. He tried to drag me in with that. You'll be happy there was an animal protector on set. I don't know why, but he's trying to drag me into these conversations. I don't care, Ken. You can do whatever you want. Like I don't know. For me, it's like a moral decision that I look at myself and I say, what do I want to do? What am I willing to do like in the world? And killing animals or paying for animals to be killed is not something that I want to participate in. There's only 1% of the population that's vegan. So if we look at this like conversation that me and James were having, the alternative meat thing has almost nothing to do with vegans because there's barely any of us. We're not doing anything except for being loud. There's some loud vegans. I'll say that. But yeah, do whatever is morally correct for you to do, Ken. Go for it.
That was really kind. Now I probably
Here we go.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I probably would have stopped that conversation in an improv class, and we would have never heard how civil it can be. I'm glad that it wasn't up to me today.
Yeah. Or any day. We should never have him be the moderator.
Could you
but I'm
see
also
me moderating a presidential election debate?
That cool, Bill, because I do like what my personal feelings towards meat eating are that like, everyone around me is a vicious savage who has no morality. But that's just the world I live in. So, and it's everybody. So it's not like I can do anything about it. So not all cool, just quiet, angry. El Scorcho, sorry, Big Mors. I'm not giving up meat for any reason. Never asked El Scorcho to give up meat. Thanks, James, for dragging me into this conversation.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Morgan. It was not the intention.
You didn't even do any research on that guy. Like when I went and looked it up later, it wasn't anything that you were talking about.
What are you talking about? It was now. Don't bring me into this, or we're going to be back in square one of arguing. The guy you can't debate. The guy's the head of what is it? Berkeley. I forget which college it was, but he's the head of their food-based, plant-based technology. So he's not a vegan. He's just somebody that's in the head of the science of it. And you say that it's paid for by Nestle, but at the end of the day, every college has funding from people. They don't necessarily mean that it's Nestle coming down in there and making them give results.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a business incubator.
Well, then you can't trust any science in the world, and maybe we need to figure out whether or not the world is flat for our own selves. You and me, let's walk to the edge of the ocean.
You don't want to know what it is at all.
What if it was Big Marble that did the study for the planets being round? We don't know.
No, I don't think. I think a lot of science is solid. And the Earth is definitely round, so don't go down that rabbit hole because I'll get very upset.
I heard it was funded by the big marble companies of the world, trying to make everything round.
There are certain elements, there are certain aspects of scientific research which I don't trust, and I think big pharmaceuticals are one of them.
This specific thing is a business incubator to have the science kids at Berkeley make new products for new companies, and it just so happens that it's heavily funded by Nestle, as in they have a giant logo on their website, and all of the alternative meats that they're making, they haven't badmouthed at all, but all of the alternative meats that already exist, they are saying aren't sustainable or good.
Yeah, you need to do.
Well, here's the thing: is they're not saying it's not. They're not necessarily saying it's not sustainable or not good. They're just saying there needs to be independent studies. And as soon as you say that asking for independent studies is the problem, then you're chipping away at science. There should always be independent studies of both sides. Like, you can't just trust a company that's like, trust me, this uses zero resources. And when we make a Beyond Burger, baby cows are born.
He also said without doing an independent study that they don't the technology doesn't exist to do it without it emitting more greenhouse gases than doing beef. He said that, or at least you said that he said that.
He said that while they've been working and in their science, while they've been working as hard as they can to create it, they have been unable to make sustainable meat that tastes like it. And he says that they need independent studies because in his research, he has been unable to attain it. So he's saying even his own is not sustainable when he's trying to recreate meat. He's saying that he can't do it. He said the only thing that's close is using mushrooms because it's already got similar types of cells. But he says in his experience, he can make a 3D printed steak that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between. But at the end of the day, it's going to be way too expensive for people to eat, and we use way more resources than just having a cow. And that's what he was saying. He's saying that there needs to be independent studies. He doesn't know how to do it, but he's also working with the greatest mind. Like, he is setting the standard for what science is
on the planet.
Sure. I mean, at that point, when it I don't know for sure, so you could be right, but I have a hard time believing Nestle's got their bigwigs in the room telling them what to study. I just don't think that would work. I don't think that's the way.
Why would they be funding it if that's not what they were doing?
Because they maybe have gotten fined for the terrible things they've done with water. I don't know. Maybe they have to put their money somewhere.
To follow Nestle at all, they've already acquired a bunch of alternative meat companies, and now they're trying to make as much money off them as possible. So why not have the best minds at Berkeley in an incubator making new products for you? And then if you want your profits to go up, you badmouth all of the other ones.
I think they were generally saying that anytime you're trying to make plants taste like meat and look like meat, you're putting a lot of processing on, and your best bet is just to simply eat plants if you want plants. The most sustainable thing is, and that I mean at that point, then you're in agreement with the guy. His argument is that making plant-based meat is not good for the environment, and we should just be eating plants.
My biggest gripe with this guy is that he does believe that eating meat is hurting the planet. Like, if you take out the moral issue of ethically killing things, you're just looking at it from a greenhouse gas emission standpoint. He did agree with that, but is also unwilling to do anything about it. So that's my biggest gripe with him.
Well, he's unwilling to make 100% change, but it's. I also feel like this debate is not really an Elden Ring debate, but I think that if instead of having 1% of people be vegans, if 50% of people ate a majority plant-based diet, we would have a much different world that we were living. We wouldn't have to all be vegan if half the people in the world would just have better habits of treating the planet better. It doesn't need to be 1%.
If we can just get a lot of people to make a personal sacrifice, then we'll be good.
I mean, that's true. If more people, I mean, and the truth is in 20 years, there's going to be a lot more people making sacrifices, like it or not. And that's probably coming even sooner. Yeah. But if we would just have, instead of having tunnel, what was that?
Coming to a theater near you. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
exactly.
We'll talk about it when it gets there, I guess.
No, I think we should talk about it now. I just don't think you don't have to be 100% vegan to make a difference.
But here's the
if
thing,
you're willing to,
in reality, nobody's going to do anything.
Well, I don't think when you say nobody's going to do anything, I think that's wrong because I haven't done everything, but I've done some things. And I have cut back quite a bit. Like even the way that I do my dishes is different now than it was 10 years ago. I mean, I try to not I can't do everything. And maybe morally I should do more. But I've certainly changed my behavior to eat way less meat, to use way less water, I do a whole bunch of things. I try to use recycle. Like we went camping this weekend, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but there was a lot of people using plastic stuff, like plates, and throwing them away. We used our own reusable plates, and we had the same plate. We didn't throw anything away except for some napkins that we used to dry some stuff. But even we had reusable napkins too. Just we used some throwaway ones. But that's a change. If everybody was doing that, we could make a difference. Not everybody has to do everything. Just a lot of people have to do something.
Statistically, nobody's going to do anything. Even if they do a little bit, it's not going to make a difference.
Can you believe we've got 4 of these videos to get through?
This is the controversial one.
Yeah, this is the controversial one.
Anyway, okay. El Scorcho, we've done that one. Nick Hanley says, was it Charlton Heston who said, "You can take my steak when you pry it from my cold dead hands"? Or am I thinking of something else?
Who's talking about guns?
Probably thinking of knuckleheads or guns. Yeah.
No, it's that's a Charlton Heston quote, but it's about guns.
It's about guns instead of steaks.
Yeah.
Dark Page, tell people to comment more. The likes don't match the comments. I mean, generally the likes will always be more than the comments because it's easier to click like than it is to.
Not if just 50% of the people who watch the video just make a personal change.
Oh no, Nick Hanley.
Here's a comment, James. Get rid of your shield and weapons and get 2 decent curved swords. This spear of mediocrity is giving me an ulcer. Seriously, I used to have more hair than James. I've pulled out what was left watching that shield up poking trash. Okay.
The funny thing is that he rarely remembers to put his shield up and poke. He'll do one or the other, but doesn't use both at the same time. Dark Page, I respect you, Morgan, and your convictions. Thank you, Dark Page. BitVenture, that sure ended awkward. Because I was just begging James to get out of that conversation because it was going circular. Nick Hanley, hey, you 2 knuckleheads getting annoyed with the people at Gamefront is my shtick. The next time I see you cussing and fighting, I'll send a cease and desist. See, Nick it's all fun. Wait, is this me? Janet Christensen?
I mean, I did want to know about this one.
Yeah, I'm wondering who this is.
Is this someone you know, or is it just a coincidence, or is it really you? I mean, you've created so much confusion now that I don't know what to believe.
Oh my God, Morgan, you're so defensive about your own lifestyle. Love and respect, though. What does that mean?
Well, I'll tell you what I think it means. I think it's good. If you're not defensive about your own lifestyle, then how the hell are you supposed to be offensive about anybody else's? So I appreciate your conviction and your I look up to you quite a bit, Morgan. I want to be more like you in a lot of ways.
I think that's my biggest gripe, though, is like whatever your morals are, live in those. I feel like people disregard their own morals constantly.
Mm-hmm. And I hear you, and I'm proud that you were able to rise up above it. And maybe one day I'll be able to rise more.
Yeah,
I feel like I try is the least appropriate, but I am.
You don't think I am exclamation mark? Love and respect you though. I am. Well, defense, but it makes sense to the first one.
I try to be so defensive.
I try, right?
Oh boy. I'll give that.
Mushrooms are actually closer related to animals than plants. They, for example, produce vitamin D and contain high levels of umami, meat flavor. Just FYI, I eat a lot of mushrooms.
I love mushrooms.
Big fan.
If they are a source of vitamin D, that's actually quite useful, especially for people who live in northern climates with little sunlight in the winter and things. Because I struggle to get enough vitamin D in the winter. So that's always good to know.
Math precision. I really cannot believe that the environmental impact of beef is less than a Beyond Burger. Can someone point me to the actual studies on this that aren't published by the media industry? I hope Morgan will have all the facts in the next video. Also, the Elden Ring gameplay was kind of fun, I guess. Yeah, there's no way I believe it either, and we don't know because there was no study. So that was just a shot in the dark that guy was taking because he doesn't know how to do it. That's why I don't drive a car.
There should be some studies. Like, science is not just simply saying that something is true. Like, you should really show your work.
I mean, if you go to the Beyond Burger website, they'll tell you how much resources they're using per burger. I mean, it hasn't been independently verified, which I think, yeah, it should be, but
it's difficult to say, isn't it? But aren't cows like the biggest source of greenhouse gas emissions in the world? And because they've kind of been farmed to, well, farmed to be eaten kind of thing. Like, they produce way more than they otherwise would if they'd just been left to kind of roam naturally. Am I making that up? I'm not sure.
I've heard that same thing, but I don't know if it's a fact or not. But that is what I've heard.
Here's the thing that hurts. To make 1 pound of beef, it takes 1,847 gallons of water.
That's a lot of water. Does it take so much water?
Because you have to feed the cow for water for 5 or 6 years or whatever.
Yeah, true. But I mean, the cow is alive. At least during that time, you can't not feed the cow water. I guess if we didn't eat meat, there would be less cows. That's the point, isn't it? So they'd be consuming less food, they'd be drinking less water, they'd be producing less methane, they'd be, So yeah, it's difficult to do the math. Let's not dwell on this. Math precision. Oh, we read that one. Kamikaze Eye says, throws a red herring at James. How about you? Edit, this is silly.
I'm looking up the almonds.
Kamikaze Eye says, 11 minutes and 7 seconds. James, the other thing is I don't have the sharpest memory. Not visually, at least. Morgan's aphantasia.
404 gallons of water. What's it?
For almonds.
For a pound of almonds.
Mm.
So a lot less than beef.
But now, I love almond milk. I've switched to oat milk because this is my understanding. I think oat milk is more better for the environment. I'm not 100% sure, but that's where what I've learned. But while it takes 400 pounds of water, you said, to make 1 pound of almonds?
404.8.
But then if you're making almond milk, you don't necessarily get 1 pound per 1 ounce of almond milk, because then you're using that water to make the almond milk also. And there's a lot of almond left behind in that. So you're better off eating the almond as is instead of trying to turn it into milk. Is my understanding. But I think that's just kind of the thing that I've been, whether I like it or not, learning.
This is crazy. So it's saying it takes 1.1 gallons of water to make 1 almond, and then a half-gallon carton of almond milk can contain anywhere between 30 and 225 almonds.
That is true. Morgan doesn't understand having not the sharpest visual memory. But yeah, that's something I've been learning. Is like, honestly, we need to start using the things in the, like, processing is part of the problem. We don't need to turn it into almond milk. We can enjoy almonds, and I eat a lot of almonds toasted. I think that's the kind of processing I'm willing to do.
Wait, how much is this for? It doesn't say how many. So, water to produce. I'm gonna do a half gallon. This should be the whole thing. We should do a stream where we just like ask questions and Google stuff.
I would like that.
Shake eggs, Morgan's James. I'm so excited to be here today. Bit are some of the funniest intros ever.
I agree.
Are you saying that's not genuine? Surely not.
45.
Then Kamikaze says, James, I've tried, I've loved, but most importantly, Heaney. I don't know what that means.
I've lived, I've
loved.
But most importantly,
I've Heaneyed.
I Heaneyed. I think that should be on your gravestone. That is that is poetic stuff. 4555 Morgan comments on James and his gratuitous use of map markers. James, I've almost figured out how to organize it. Me. Can it count to 1? Oh my god, let's go. I'm guessing you've just put a load of pins down for no reason.
Well, what it is that when you go through, I think there's 5 total markers you can have, and at the 6th one, it replaces number 1 to be at the new location. So what I do sometimes is I just spam it all in one location so I can get it back to the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the... Am I in the right place? 4555.
Oh, we're doing this game again?
Mine. Yeah. Anyway. James is disorganized. 4846, that yellow barrier thingy appears because James almost pulled the Danny, brackets, attacking one of the few protected NPCs. Are there unkillable NPCs in this game? Interesting stuff.
There are. I don't know if that's true. Oh yeah, those clips were very quiet, if not no sound. If you attack the yellow barrier long enough, crank that volume.
It's not playing. There wouldn't be any volume when it's paused.
No, but when it's playing, I think that they're saying that there's no sound. But that might not be a volume issue. It might be
Well, I turned it down so I could hear you guys.
Oh.
Can turn it back up again. I see. So like a yellow barrier. So you can't kill this lady.
I think it stops you from hitting her, but I don't know if it'll eventually break.
So did you attempt to attack her?
No, I was just invading her space. I was getting Michael Cera close to her.
Okay.
Burst Nibbler, I enjoyed the banter in this one. Love James' anecdote about the head of the Vegan Institute and the way Morgan reacted. Keep up the good work, guys. Thanks, Burst Nibbler.
Burst Nibbler.
Which reply would you like?
We will keep it up. Ulasal's botnet. I'm glad that Morgan brought this up because it's one of the main things about plant-based that's always rubbed me the wrong way. The way that a plant-based is marketed as an alternative to burgers or steaks, as though the plant scientists are saying that they're perfected the formula which can trick your taste buds long enough into believing that it is consuming meat. I've never been swayed by this line of thinking. Plants, or anything else for that matter, don't have to mimic the taste of meat to be enjoyable. Rather, the pursuit of turning plants into meat-likes probably does more harm than good. There are plenty of things that are not meat that taste great. They're great in their own right. They don't have to be something that they're not. Agreed.
Amen.
And then Isaac Sims says, if you guys want to go to a streaming format, I'm not going to argue. I would assume that would make for longer episodes, correct? Kind of like when Morgan streamed. I'm never going to argue with longer videos. Also, the discussion about Plants vs. Animal cell structure was very interesting enough. In the end, it made Morgan furious. You guys should have more in-depth conversations about the meaning of life. Well, we did that. We've literally just done all of that today.
They just want us to fight? Why?
It's funny, isn't it?
We're here to make love. You guys don't want to watch me and James make love?
Mm-hmm. We should start an OnlyFans page.
I would do an OnlyFans in a heartbeat if I thought I could make a living doing it. I have zero moral qualms about.
But you wouldn't
Google
use it as just
publishing.
like a gig, like a side gig. You would have to be able to make a living off of it, not just a side
Yeah,
gig.
I would have to be able to make a living off of it. Yeah,
A good living too.
if they were like, if you like post your butthole 10 times a day, you get $10,000. No problem. Have at it, boys. I got no.
But if
qualms.
it was like you could make $200 a week if you were willing to post pictures of your butthole every day, once a day, you wouldn't be
That's
willing.
too much work for not enough money.
I don't know. Sounds easy.
I'm not
to
as
me.
flexible as some of you guys, maybe. I'd have to maybe put the logistics of it are a little fuzzy. I might have to like put it on the ground on a timer or something like that. Do a squat.
I don't need a get rich quick thing, but it certainly has to be worth my time.
Yeah, it would have to be. I would have to get rich quick.
I wore a choke collar for less than I expected I would.
Yeah, you bet easily.
Death's Door. I cannot wait to play this today. I've been just thinking about it more than I expected. It's the game
It's
I
so
missed.
fun.
I mean, I Elden Ring, obviously, but I've been just wanting to play Death's Door again.
Yeah.
Pelagius says he was hoping for some boss action in this episode, but alas, well, nice progress made and almost didn't get lost. Good job. Still feel like you need to make at least one canned outro plugin for the video.
Yeah. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll record that today.
Did we not get a boss? I feel like we did get a boss in this video.
Who knows? Eventually.
That is really inappropriate.
But he's also the most accurate.
Yes.
Is the unfortunate thing. David H., what did he do?
TJ Slusher, 1829. This is peak comedy, classic, jabs, things, tings, LMAO.
1829.
1829. Good year for railroads.
They say that, and I can't quite remember why, but
I'm
Is it?
crushing it.
I don't know why I thought that.
You gotta focus. Good.
Focus. I don't know if this is comedy. This looks like I'm doing really good.
Yeah, but no.
Oh, no. Okay.
You end up running into that corner pretty soon. Watch you trap yourself.
never mind.
Backed yourself into a corner.
Unfortunate stuff.
I was doing so good. All right, Steve the Ghost, don't mind me. Here to put a chokehold on the algorithm and get more views for this video. Hell yeah.
Thank you, Steve the Ghost. I find it fascinating when you watch back your own gameplay and then criticize yourself because you've forgotten what you did at the time. I think it would be interesting for you to go back and look at some of your older videos and just kind of critique yourself.
I guess so. I feel like...
content over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's how you recycle it. Mad Mikey B, I'm a real one for watching Death's Door.
It's true. If you want to be a real one, you will also watch Death's Door.
Oh, I think
we
I
skipped
missed out
Elmana
on
Mikes.
Yes.
Hello, guys. Great content. James plays this better than Elden Ring. How can we transfer these skills to the other game?
Yeah, that's all we need.
Oh.
Do you think the skills for playing a Souls-like game transfer into Death's Door well?
Oh, Death's
Given the-
Door's totally it's a Souls game for sure, but it's actually a little simpler. It's a simple Souls game.
It's the same idea, though.
But you juggle. You know what? I think this is an example. I have less things to juggle in Death's Door, so I'm not juggling so many different balls.
Oh, maybe
I can only handle like two balls. You know?
could maybe simplify your build a little bit so you have less things to juggle.
Oh God. Maybe.
Pure pain. Dark Page, great vid. Rhythmic, awesome vid. That's the same person. Bitventure, keep it up. I will, me. Thanks for that. Kamikaze Ice 811. James, sure would be nice to be able to get a whatchamacallit. Candy Baba He-Man. Wayne's World, air guitar noises.
that?
Oh, have you been watching the Pentaveret? Speaking of
No,
Wayne's
I've
World.
not heard of this.
Oh, it's a Mike Myers thing on Netflix.
Oh, I heard about it, but I did not know that that's how you pronounced it.
Whatchamacallit? Nice.
I think that was it, the whatchamacallit reference,
Nice.
but I don't know what I was talking about. It would be nice to get a whatchamacallit.
No one knows. Dark Page, first things first, Blue and Exile. Bigs up if that's what you're referencing, Morgan. What am I referencing?
I think you did an anime reference, and they're wondering if it's Blaz Blue.
Is what?
See, I'm laughing. I don't even know what the joke is at this point.
Okay.
You're doing this is an example?
Yeah, Blaz Blue, and I don't know what the Exile one is. I've never heard of Exile, but I'm sure it's short
duo.
for. Oh, I thought it was anime.
You just, gosh dang it. Gosh dang it. I don't remember. Let me see what their songs are. Yeah, songs. Oh.
So Danger Dad says you can give your character a mustache at the mirror in the round table hold, which I'm gonna do. I had no idea you could. I need to give my character a mustache. I think that it must not have been an option before, right? Maybe that was added in when they knew that people needed a mustache. And then Ken Eric says, "Hi Morgan, Danny, and maybe Zach. Hopefully James." Well, hi Ken Eric.
Hi Ken Eric.
I'm crushing it equals dead. God, why is that always the case? And then
The
Isaac
Heaney
Sims,
curse.
I'm almost caught up in these videos. I'll watch this one after work. This is an underrated game, low-key. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still sad Death's Door doesn't get the love it seems to deserve. At least not in GameFront circles. Hopefully the game itself is quite popular.
I wonder, I haven't really checked to see how popular it is. It's a great game.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the Steam stats. But
I don't know that it's on Steam. We're playing it through Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's hard to tell that on Game Pass. You can't really get the stats, but yeah, I get the feeling Elden Ring probably crushed whatever momentum it started with. Yeah. Unfortunately,
it had over 100,000 players in its first week, but who knows where it's
nice.
At now.
Yeah,
and then the next week, Elden Ring came out.
Exactly. Speaking of Elden Rings, Elden Ring episode number 31, and your boy Amazing Jays is back. He says, "Yes, I was hoping you'd find this cave. Hope you enjoyed it."
You and me both?
Oh, you and me both. Why not?
Amazing Jace. I vote to get the dragon weapon. Keep in mind that you'll want to have at least 2 primary weapons, James. One that takes regular smithing stones and one that takes sombering smithing stones. It's best to play around with all the different weapons you get and keep until you find what you want to commit to some fun sombering smithing stones too. Yeah. I know I read that
bad. Steve the Ghost and Immortal James and Morgan. This is contrary to the teachings of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I'm in. I would be a vampire in a heartbeat. If someone was like, "You can live forever, but you have to be a vampire," I'd be like, "Yep, I'll do it."
I don't know. I feel like it would get tiring.
Well, and like few downsides, really. I mean, everyone wants vampires are cool, and you get to live forever. What's the downside? I mean, sure, you can't go out in the sun, but I mean that's kind of overrated anyway, if you ask me. So.
I guess at the end of the day, you can count on other vampires keeping you company once, humans have died off. Because that would be my worry, is loneliness.
Oh, bless you. Oh, my word. Okay. Steve the Ghost, dang it, James, two-hand that claw mark seal when you cast with it. Well,
is that true, or is he trolling me?
No, he's been asking you to do it for like 800 videos.
It sounds like a troll. Why would you two-hand like a spellcasting device?
So you get the strength bonus because it's the claw mark seal is the beast incantation one.
Oh.
So these guys aren't trolling you; they're just trying to get
It
you through this
sounds
game.
crazy. Like it's like holding a talisman with two hands. I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll see what happens.
It just adds your strength modifier. That's what I'm telling. They're telling you what happens. There's no mystery.
20 minutes. Steve the Ghost says, definitely James's maiden. She's been waiting for him so long. I don't really remember. I feel like.
Yeah, this is your girl right here. At 20 minutes exactly. That's your maiden.
Nasty.
The finger crown. I don't know why you chose her as your maiden. You picked in the storyline to make her your maiden.
No, I didn't pick that.
Yeah, that's the ending you're gonna get. You're gonna get married to her.
Maybe a mask would help her.
Help her what?
Make friends?
Wow. Brutal.
Wow.
James.
It's true, though.
In deep Heaney.
Maybe a mask would help her make friends. Wow. Wow. Good stuff. 8 minutes, 28 seconds. It's moments like this that makes me think that James is trolling all of us. The suspense. I'm curious.
I don't. He's not. He's not. He's just bad. Let the truth be known.
Nah, look at this video.
It was like 8:29. 8:29.
This clip is going to tell otherwise. It's all been a joke. Like, I'm really good at the game. If you guys want me to just get good and show you.
Oh, yeah.
Poke.
Make it as close as possible.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh no!
Oh my god.
I was joking. Please kill him. Drink a regular drink and just tap him.
Oh my
god! I was only talking trash because I thought for sure you would kill him.
You made a meal out of that.
That was close. I was almost thinking I was going to die in that video. Oh, I've got a Charlie horse in my leg.
That was.
Yeah, you should do a scene remake, and it'll be Shallow Hal, but it'll be Shallow James, and James will play the part of the shallow guy. What's his name?
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Oh, Zach.
I've actually never seen that movie, but I like Jack Black a lot.
It will make you like him a little bit less.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't good when it came out, and it did not age well.
That doesn't surprise me, actually.
Yeah. 10:03. I agree with you, Morgs. Zach, literally tell Danny this all the time. Oh, Danny doesn't want to hear it.
Right.
Mike, true that Danny should do so too. What is it now? I'm in suspense. 10:03.
I mean, I don't play any games anymore, so I don't know why it could reference me, but
Hours ago. Nice.
A little further back, that was 10:06.
Live streaming this.
No, he
Really?
went 5 seconds back from there. You gotta redo
I
it.
think we should be doing both. Then putting the live streams up as the videos, the audios.
Oh, I guess we could, but I don't remember you ever mentioning that before. I vaguely do recall you mentioning that now that some time has passed. But maybe I'm remembering that conversation. I don't know.
the only problem with doing it that way is like if you live stream it, you talk to the chat in the video.
Exactly.
So then when you go and watch it back later, it's not got the same dynamic anymore. It's just people talking with one side of the conversation.
Unless people were open to having a live stream where we did not talk to the viewers, I would be open to that.
What is the point?
Yeah, which would be a terrible live stream. And yeah, I get you can put the chat on the screen, and that's great for VODs and stuff, but it's still not the same because like you'd have to understand the other side of the conversation, you'd have to sit there and read this tiny text in the corner of the screen.
And then it also takes
mobile, some people are watching on a TV. It's just not a good.
And at the same time, there's a different feeling. In a live stream, there's a lot of turning and reading the comments and a lack of concentration on what's happening. It's good for a live stream, but I don't think you want to watch that in a playback as much.
Yeah, when the content just stops for a few minutes while you catch up with the chat, etc. Yeah, it's a different vibe. I'm sorry, I just don't think it's the same thing.
Brad Hahn, Coffee talk, huh? Yesterday, I opened my pantry and my eyes saw instant coffee and custard powder, and my mind said,
Well,
Fortunately,
no.
my common sense said, "Are you stupid?" So I didn't actually do it. You should have done it, hands down.
Wait, what is
Mix instant coffee and custard powder?
It's,
Well,
un-American. That's what it is.
Is what you make? Is that pudding?
That's pure un-American. Yeah, it's pudding.
So basically,
Pudding powder?
powder. You add hot water and then give it the old swishy mixy, and you get custard.
It's like like Jello pudding powder with coffee.
So-
that would have been good.
Would you use it as a creamer, or would you make the coffee as a custard?
Yeah, you
You
would
make
pour it
coffee
on
as a
like a. Yeah, I mean, why would you put custard and coffee together? It just sounds like a disgusting idea.
No, it tastes
know.
good.
I'm
It would taste
intrigued.
like a super creamy, tasty. Do you not like pudding?
I'm intrigued, and I also happen to, when I ask the question, "Are you stupid?" I say, "Yeah." I'm about to get stupid.
I mean, I like custard, and I don't drink coffee, but I don't think the two mix.
Really? I think the flavors would go good together. Like, do you like the flavor of coffee ice cream?
Yeah, I suspect you're mixing custard up with some other similar kind of dessert thing, but the custard that we have in this country, no, you don't want to mix custard with coffee. Like maybe
It's
just
like a
cream
flavored.
cream you
pudding,
would mix
right?
with coffee. No,
It's like
not cream flavor.
vanilla-ish.
Yes and no. It's not like cream. It's not quite like cream, but it's kind of going.
It's just milky, right? Sweet and eggy is what it says.
Someone should do this
Sweet and
experiment and let me know.
eggy.
But I just in my head, it just doesn't
However,
seem like a good
savory
combo.
custards are also famous. Wait, are you guys
Savory
Are
custard?
you sick freaks eating savory
No,
custard?
there's no savory custard. I'm not.
It says right here, savory custards are also famous. With who? Not anyone outside.
Well,
of
no,
the-
yeah, I didn't know there was a savory custard, but yeah,
That
custard
sounds
in the
good.
UK custard.
Gravy flavored custard. Mm-hmm.
The custard I know does not go with coffee. Let's just leave it there.
A traditional British dessert sauce made with egg yolks, sugar, and milk and/or cream, flavored with vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah, but it just wouldn't go with coffee. It just wouldn't.
Oh my god! I just remembered a horrifying memory. Have you guys ever seen the movie Dead Alive?
I'm not, obviously.
No.
What was that?
I have never seen it. Obviously, I don't see movies, so I don't know.
Okay, Morgan, have you seen Dead Alive?
No.
It was one of Peter Jackson's first 3 films. It was incredibly good, but there is a part where a zombie, somebody's mother dies and turns into a zombie. At
Spoilers.
the beginning. It's the beginning. It's before the movie even gets really started. But she's not really a zombie yet. She's just kind of like zombifying. But her ear falls off into her custard, and then she has this wound where some pus is squirting out of it, and it
Ew.
squirts into the custard, and then they eat it. It is just the nastiest thing. Overall, that movie is amazing, and I think it's just as good as the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's Peter Jackson at his finest.
I'm looking at the trailer. It looks
I
like
think
trash.
I am less excited to have custard and coffee than ever before. Like you've.
Well, you'd be
not
surprised
sold
how
it.
much the pus just seemed to disappear into the custard.
I think maybe Danny, you're not using your imagination on how to make it. Like when you are making the custard, you would also mix in some of the instant coffee. So there is, like,
So you would
some South
okay.
American
So
countries where when you like someone offers you a coffee, what they're talking about is like this very milky, sweet instant coffee drink, where they like make it in a pot with instant coffee and milk and a crap ton of sugar. So they're like, "Oh, do you want a coffee?" You're like, "Yeah," and then you get this milky, this wild milky thing. It would taste like that.
Jesus.
So we are talking just while
I'm so
James
sorry, this is-
chills for Subway. So we're basically talking about other sandwich shops are available. So you're basically saying that we should have coffee flavored custard instead of custard flavored coffee, which I guess that could work.
That's what I was. Yeah, I think that's what I was getting at.
On coffee cake, custard flavored coffee on a coffee cake. Oh,
Yeah, on a coffee cake.
okay,
Coffee cake
okay.
is good.
Let's go. Okay, fair enough.
Let's freaking go.
11 minutes 55 seconds. What a parry! Are you finding the trailer for some film? What are you?
No, I was just trying to reconnect to the chat, and then it made me listen to this commercial. It was not good.
Nice. Oh, you get parried.
Not with the barbed sword.
Beautiful.
Yeah, some good parrying there. 48-15. James running into that gang squad is the reason I don't even bother with PvP in these games. Do you get trolled by some other people?
Oh yeah, I get trolled. I mean, I don't even know if you can call it trolled. They seem to have an efficient thing. I don't think they can hear any of these clips. Is the problem?
All trash.
Oh, they can definitely hear him.
All trash.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Those guys were meant to murder you. How long did it take you to do that? Can we talk about these numbers?
Oh yeah, the 257. Do you draw each number every time?
No. I have drawn a whole bunch of different ones, and what I have done now until we get to, and I don't think I've gotten to 300. My goal is at 300, I'm going to change them all up. But what I do is I take the old PNG and I add more splatters of blood each time, so it's slowly filling up with a bunch of blood. And then once it hits 300, I'm probably going to make a new total refresh. I like it. It's fun. It's a little extra work, so when I'm in a rush, it kind of is a little tough.
This is we were having this discussion while you were away shooting your big Hollywood movie about the amount of time spent creating the numbers versus the amount of time spent editing the rest of the video.
Yeah.
Well, it's once I have I originally made these numbers with no blood on it, and I had just put the mouths on there. And then I put a splatter of blood, and then as I get through monumental changes, like up to 200 or whatnots, or maybe it's like I don't know, like 169 or something that I think is a funny number, I'll go in and make some new splashes on it.
Why is 169 a funny number?
You might not have heard me say 69. You know, like the numbers are doing oral to each other.
Oh.
Yeah, but so like certain monumental numbers that are important to me, I will go back and change some things. I've also got green versions, so the green ones were pretty simple. It was just change the color of the character to green with a paint bucket, and then it's 1 through 10, like 1 through 0, really, and then I just can copy and paste the same things. It doesn't take that long. It takes me probably 5 minutes to make a new.
1 through 9.
So he died. So his death count goes 1 0 1 0 1 1 0. He's dealing in binary now. I just question: Why do you want to redraw them all again when you get to 300?
I just want to make it fresh. It's fun.
Okay. Paint by numbers.
Right,
Painting with numbers. Moving on. The Dark Genius has said that I missed the last fan mail, got called into jury duty. Oh well, onwards. We missed you, as Zach clearly says. And then Dark Genius says, believe me, I missed you all too. Was interesting to get called on for a murder trial though, and I managed to avoid being chosen as a juror, so I don't have to sit through a week or two of litigation. Under normal circumstances, I would have loved to have been chosen and fulfilled my civic duty, but summer classes just started at my college, and I did not want to miss the first week or two of a condensed 4-week-long finance course.
Ooh, finance.
I got called into jury duty like 2 months ago. It was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, and I the way they're doing it in LA now, like you just show up to the place and you just stand outside of the courtroom, and then eventually they call you in, and then they you're automatic. If you have to show up, you're automatically in the jury selection process. And the case that I was almost selected for was horrific. I won't even say what it was about because it was that nasty. Yeah, but I got out of it.
I don't think I will ever
have everyone raise their hand and they're like, "Is anyone poor?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm poor," and they're like, "Okay, you can go."
I don't think they will ever select me for jury duty again because I got put as a potential one of like the extra jurors as they were trying to like eliminate who they wanted, and I said some pretty outlandish things and they dismissed me, and I've never gotten a jury
every
summons
year.
since.
Well,
try telling them that you. Actually, I don't know if I want to say the things that I said, but I think I've disqualified myself. Because and I've changed as a human being. This is probably close to 10 years ago.
Did you have your dreads?
I did not have my dreads, but I did tell them that I would not call the police because I would trust someone robbing my house more than I would trust a police officer. And I'd say that the last thing.
Wow.
I have changed a little. But when I said that, they kind of like did like the two sides talked to me for a second because it was basically an off-duty cop that did something at a bar, and they were asking our feelings on the police, and I said I didn't like them, and they were like, "Well, if somebody was breaking into your house, would you call the police?" I said I would rather have a burglar in my home than a police officer, and that was like the end of the conversation, and they let me go, and I never heard back.
Well, you're allowed to defend yourself against a burglar. You're not allowed to defend yourself against a police officer.
Exactly. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't want to I'm sure there are some good cops out there, but the whole idea of police kind of scare me sometimes. I don't want them in my house, that's for sure. And I don't want to come across one at a bar. Like
somewhere?
Huh?
There's good cops out there somewhere? Are you sure about that?
I'm sure there are. I haven't had that many experiences with them.
I don't know. I've never met a good cop.
Yeah, well, I don't want to put a whole group of people. I'm sure that there's people that are family with cops that are good. I'm sure, but I think inherently, I think it's a danger. Like with great power comes great responsibility, and then maybe you shouldn't be out in public drinking. If you're a superhero, just stay in, your superhero cave and do your duty. Because going out to a bar and getting into a fight is not a good look for cops.
Cops.
No good cops. All cops are fascists. But to be fair, James is also a fascist, so you'd think they'd get
that's
along.
why he's all about him.
What do you mean? Why do you think I'm a fascist?
Well, you admitted it at least twice in different videos. It's just a joke that's kind of built up while you've been gone.
Oh my god.
There was a great clip in one of these videos while you were away where you basically what did you say to him? Basically like
James just says that he's a fascist.
you basically, Morgan was just like, in the last video, I got you to admit you were a fascist, and you said something like, yeah, but it wasn't meant to be controversial. Okay.
Well, I certainly didn't want to start a controversy over my fascism. That's for sure.
You changed a lot.
Mono Mike says 26 minutes. If you ask me, James, it's like having a condom. Better have it and not need it rather than need it and not have it. What's that in reference to? Was that 26 minutes?
Well, I mean, this is something I use in my everyday life for everything. Always carry a condom.
Oh, you can't use that blood flame on that. Can you use it on the glaive? Maybe that'll be a good switch between, because it's nice to have two weapons.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is referencing. Did you just put something away, or?
I think basically I'm just basically saying it's better to have something and not need it than to need something and not have it. And they say it's like a condom, better to have it and not need it rather than to need it and not have it. But I don't know, Almato Mike. I feel like I got to be honest. Sometimes needing it and not having it just means you'll have to save the excitement for a different day. But at least it was nice to have needed it, I don't know.
I think I understand what you're trying to say there, just about.
Yeah, I think that might be one of the few circumstances I disagree with that statement, Almato Mike. It's kind of nice to need it, even if you don't have it. You just have to wait for another time, Unless it's a one-shot, take it or leave it, never going to get it again.
Then what do you do, James?
Then you just do it. But you...
like shimmy.
Oh, dear.
But you just make sure you time it right.
Yeah, what about a backstab?
Backstab. Backstab. I don't know. It just depends. I mean, honestly, I'm probably just gonna hard pass on that. Not just as a married man, but as in like, well, if it's a one or never, then it's probably just better off to be never.
Yeah. You have all nevers, right? Because you are married.
Well, you never know. I mean, times are wild. Times are wild.
Wait, get Erin
Okay.
here and say that to her face.
I know. She's clearly gone out.
I need to see Erin's face while you say that to her face. She will destroy you. Have you ever met Erin
I don't
before?
think you know Erin as well as I do.
Destroy you.
And Steve the Ghost says, watching James walk by a message that would have let him know about the hidden wall in front of him. Reading messages in these dungeons is important, dude. Every message that tells me it's a secret wall is not a secret wall so far. So if I would have read a message that said there was a hidden wall in front of me, I would have thought, well, 100% of the messages that have said this before are lying, so this one is too.
Let's see it. Well, you should at least know where it's at now. 102.29. It's a long video.
It is a long video.
Yeah, that.
Is there a way to get down here faster so I don't have to walk in with missing so much stuff? Because that is probably going to be one of those one-on-one.
Oh,
that was it, I bet, right? Not really boss
that was it for sure. Like we got to go back in there.
Those one-on-one, like. All right, where's my notebook? Here we go. Missing so much.
So like that right there.
Yeah, okay. I know where that's at.
I don't have a pen. I have a pen cap, but that doesn't do shit.
It's in the Academy Crystal Cave. Oh, that must be how you get up to the... Yeah. Okay.
Can I just say, I'm sad we missed Kamikaze Ice's comment here because I thought it was particularly good.
Oh, we got distracted.
Oh, yes, we did get distracted.
But I just wanted to say, put your Heaney on your weenie. I think that would be a fantastic advertising campaign. You should consider going into marketing. Like if that was the name, if you started up a business manufacturing condoms, like that would be a great brand / tagline / social media campaign.
Here in America pretty soon.
Here's a cool little. This is not a spoiler, but this is from the movie. Johnny Cruz, who plays Lucio in Overwatch, is in the movie.
Wow, name dropping. Here he is.
Name dropping. He's a very rich character in the movie. He plays a guy named Rich, and in the bachelor party, he gives people gifts, and one of the gifts are condoms that has his face on it. That has his face on the packaging, not on the. But there's a little condom with Johnny Cruz's face on it, and it's pretty funny.
Did you get one?
No, they kept him in case they needed to do reshoot shots.
Oh,
it's like, come on. There's a bunch of stuff that I thought maybe they could just let me have, but they kept everything.
1 hour, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds. Good game, James.
This could be the boss fight clip that we put in.
Oh, yeah. We need boss fight clips because we're going to be submitting to a contest, right? Is this considered a boss?
Yeah.
Jeez, that was hard.
Nah, good job. Easy peasy. Jeez, that was hard.
Do you still have the original footage of that boss?
For this? Absolutely, I do.
Well, there you go. Maybe that can be a contender. Anyway, I'm on a mic.
Write that down?
This
would be...
No, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, okay. I'm on a mic. 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 40 seconds. I like the fact that people are going in time order, so I appreciate that. Just a little handy thing I do. At the Grace, you can put all your weapons and shields you won't use and carry only active weapons and shield you use. So when the time comes to make the right call, as you did, James, okay, emoji, it would be way faster than making that swap, especially down the line that you have tons of weapons and shields that you found. Great episode. Very good gameplay that I'm familiar seeing from James from back in the days. Grin face.
Nice. That is a good call.
That's a great call. Should I do that on camera, or should I just do that really quick before we record today?
Once you've optimized all your settings, I don't care what you do, baby.
Yeah, I think I made a good call switching that weapon out.
Absolutely, yeah. What does he get? What does he get? I forget what's up there. Oh, it's nothing good.
Louis Sandoval says, pay attention to what he says. Doesn't pay attention. But seriously, please do PvP streaming. That would be epic.
That's how you could get good, James, if you start a new character and just do PvP streams.
Well, would it be against the rules? I wouldn't have to count the PvP deaths as my 1,000, right? With exception of the ones that I did because it's part of the storyline. Like, if I was going to do a stream of PvP deaths, do I have to count that in my 1,000 deaths?
Well,
No.
you would do it as a different character, wouldn't you? So
I could, but why not do it as the same character?
Because you would get stuff that would help you through the playthrough.
Yeah, but then I would have to play the other character far enough that I could get into there. So I would be playing it.
Here's a thought. Are you able to take a game save and duplicate it so that you can then split into
you
two
could
directions?
in Dark Souls 3 and in Dark Souls 2, because that's how I was able to put it on my laptop when I was traveling. But I don't know about Elden Ring.
There must be a way.
So why has James kept glowstone on his quick select the entire time? Nick Hanley, candles, I think. It's a good guess.
It's better to have it and not need it in my quick select than to need it and not have it, is my answer.
Yeah, Ken's got the good point in the Twitch chat that it has to be, you should build a PvP build. Like, it should be specific. So your PvE build is not going to be very useful. That's why those guys trash you so easily. There's some very cheeseball PvP things in Elden Ring. It's weird. Vincent37 first comment. Vincent37 second comment. Got him.
Nice.
Dark Page. It's a good idea, James. Nick Hanley. Is it just me or does James seem like he is afraid to attack? Yes, that is not just him. That is a thing. You can't win if you don't attack. If you attack more, the fight is shorter. If the fight is shorter, you take less damage. Therefore, attack more, right? You would think, Nick. You would really think.
Kamikaze Ice. James, is that a merchant?
This is awesome.
Morgan, is that a maiden? Johnny, is that just another customer? You think you're so special, don't you? Oh,
I love that. That's great.
If James would have just held out, he would have got reference to, maybe he could have figured out what Danny was talking about earlier, and he wouldn't have exposed himself as a non-rememberer. James, you remember that from earlier, right?
No.
Okay.
Licked, committed, and subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
That he has Kamikaze has learned to type like you read. That's pretty nice.
43 even. Oh, look, James is in a rush again to finish the game. Just enjoy it. You only get one first time with a game. Why rush, winky face?
It's gonna take 10 years is why.
It's gonna take 10 years no matter what.
It's going to take 10 more years if you rush through it and make mistakes.
Yeah. This is a good idea. Instead of taking notes, perhaps he could create captain's logs a la Star Trek with Talkboy. Do you remember Talkboys?
There was a Talkboy. I'm going to guess it's like a... I don't think I've heard of Talkboy. It was
a little hand recorder, and you could do two things with it. You could record and talk into it, and then you could play it back in either slow motion, so it would sound like this, and you could make things and make it. You'd think that it sounded like an adult, but it didn't. Or you could speed it up so it sounded like a chipmunk.
It looks like a tape recorder for children. That's weird.
I think they used it in Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yep, absolutely.
It looks familiar. Yeah. I like that kind of retro
and there
thing.
was a million commercials for him during cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
You still haven't seen Star Trek, have you, James?
What was that? No, I have not seen it.
Never seen Star Trek. So, do you know what a captain's log is?
I do. I know. I mean, I learned that from Ace Ventura.
Okay, cool.
Detective, so I'm familiar. Captain's log. So, wow, this person, Merhermer. This is I started a new account because I got really angry.
Oh my! I need to see this guy. I'm going to his channel right now.
And this is his edited one. So do you think that it was maybe he used the actual C word? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
He does not find me funny though. I will tell you that. Where is this guy? This is on 30.
You know what would be the best troll? I'm always great at finding great trolls, but with no on the Adventure Bits account, you could find the videos that he like comments on, and just copy paste what he says underneath with no explanation. But maybe that wouldn't be funny.
One of his liked things was our Bloodborne walkthrough on the Adventure Bits. It's one of the only things on his channel.
Oh, that's sad. He got angry at that. Well, I have to also kind of agree. Well, he went a little too far with it, but I'm not a fan of copying. But I am a fan. I see over here. Steve the Ghost says we should get Macaulay Culkin to coach you. I wouldn't be surprised. From my understanding of the outside ring of people that I think I've been told he's pretty cool and pretty nice. I don't know that he coaches Elden Ring or Bloodborne.
I was going to say that's probably the big point. Has he ever played Bloodborne before? As random as it would be.
Just a fan of you, James.
He's got a really cool podcast called Dead Bunnies, I think is what it's called. It's really, I haven't listened to it in a couple of years. It's possible during COVID he stopped making it. But I used to really love listening to it. He was just simply a nice guy. And funny.
Ken Eric 86 says, "Good job, James, even though you are probably not reading this." Well, he's not reading it, but he is listening. Morg died a couple of times to this boss.
And so I'm in under 300 deaths. I'm beating bosses that Morgan banged his head against for a long time.
That isn't quite what he said.
They don't think I can. That's what I'm reading.
He said he died a few times, a couple of times. He's not banging his head against.
Sad. I just think I might be able to pull this in less than 1,000.
I don't think so. I mean, we'll see though. I mean, it would be a miracle if you did. I would be very happy for you. And there is the curve of this game is it's very hard, and then so all of a sudden you get very strong, and then you can kind of steamroll through. So there may be a chance.
Sounds like me and my tanky build in Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm. When I'm playing Dark Souls 2, I'm not quite going the same way that you are, but I am putting a lot more into I think it is vitality in that game, but I'm able to get better armor. I've never done that in a Souls game, focused on putting armor on. And I've been having fun with it.
Ken, second comment. Ken, third comment.
The third 555. Actually, James did a really good job with these two bosses.
Agreed. Danger Dad, perfect troll trash gameplay.
What is that even supposed to mean? I think it was good.
Trolling. It's you trolling.
Maybe it's from was this the one where I did the PvP? Yeah, that must be what they're talking about. Because I did
Bosox 2K1, no acknowledgement of the boss drop Golden Halberd. We didn't talk about that. Drugdor, local 15-year-old man tries PvP, spends 90% of the session not PvPing. Wait, you're the local 50-year-old man in these headlines.
What?
It didn't make sense before, but now it's really coming together.
No, I thought I gathered that before, but...
Local 50-year-old man tries PvP, spends 95% of the session not PvPing. Beautiful. That really paid off. You, sir, are not an unfunny chunt. You are a funny chunt.
Isaac
says, make sure to look around the ruins area to find Haslo. He will be standing over a corpse on one of the roofs. I missed him. If you don't find him, no big deal, just an FYI.
Pill, James and his nut-flavored coffee. Okay. Well, good job on progressing questline, even if it took a whole vid for a few simple steps. Yeah.
Oh, and here it is. 32. This is oh no, there is a 33 that's still that I've uploaded.
There's still a 33 which will be out tomorrow, but 32.
32. Amazing
Jays.
Jays. Oh, yeah, here we go. Personally, I'm really happy you've been playing with this pike, James. It's vastly different from what most other Let's Players I've seen been doing in the early game. Amano Mike says, I agree, especially if he combined that pike with the Ash of War that the noble Godskin guy gives you. Okay. And then Nick says, don't get me wrong, guys. There's nothing wrong with the pike. I just detest the habit of using the shield and poking around it with the pike. If James would two-hand it and get good ash on it, then it wouldn't be as sickening.
I sense a theme from Nick's comments today.
Mm-hmm.
I think they revolve around the shield.
It's gonna take him like 15 videos, but eventually he'll get to James.
You get the idea.
Two-hand this randomly one time, but yeah, he'll get him eventually.
And then Amano Mike says, or get another weapon to pair with the pike, which would be interesting. And then Amazing Jay says he's going to need to level endurance a lot more if poking around the shield is ever going to be a viable strategy for him in the boss fights. I think he can work okay with regular mobs since he can leverage counterattacks with the shield, but against bosses, the poke behind the shield doesn't do enough damage, and the stamina he loses from blocking boss attacks whilst also burning stamina attacking causes him to run out of stamina completely and be unable to roll to dodge the next attack. It's like he's Nostradamus.
How?
Because
Amazing
he's
Jace.
foretelling the future, unless I can change my ways. But you can't teach an elder dog new tricks.
50-year-old dog. Amazing James. For that walking mausoleum, if memory serves, you need to climb the side of the mountain it's standing by using the stone pieces jutting out, and then jump to the top of the mausoleum. The one you have a note for is the mausoleums in Weeping Peninsula and doesn't apply here.
That's exciting. I want to go take on that walking mausoleum. The first one, not the second one. The one I have the note for. And then if it's not too difficult, maybe I'll take that walking mausoleum on too.
And then the Mike who is not in stereo says, you are right, and there is another mausoleum that you'll have to climb on top first to clear the skeletons.
Elmano Mike says, I'm sorry, Morg, streaming every day. Help your boss with this walkthrough. That's right. My minion is not helping me. Taking charge with the announcement and asking for those likes and comments on the videos won't cut it for that raise. Yeah. In fact, you might get a pay cut.
What? I've been sending you pictures every day. 1645.
Isn't do you remember when Zach's original argument of it being a blind playthrough meant that you can only really be given so much in the way of hints and tips? Like if he just tells you how to play the game, it's not a blind playthrough. It's Morgan playing with James as his controller, which admittedly is like, I guess that is a handicap. Yeah.
But I mean, that's why I don't tell him just everything. Because I could be like, oh, use the heal spell to kill this guy. Now walk over here and now do this. And I don't do that. I'm just there to try to help him, move him along, answer questions if he has them. But I'm definitely like mitigating the amount of information to give him. And sometimes I don't give him enough and sometimes I give him too much. So I'm always working on that.
You tow him out of the ditch when he gets stuck, but you're not there to drive the car for him, basically.
Yeah. Now I just got to work on my comedy. And then it'll be perfect.
El Mono Mike again says 20 minutes 33. Oh, okay, that's a good point. Now that is so hilarious. What's 2033? Should we find out?
Well, we got to do 1645 too.
Okay.
We need them all.
So twitchy.
I'd say go a little before
work here.
45.
And I've been meaning to ask you for a raise.
Oh my god! This is not the same one, but it looks like a very similar setup. I don't think your boss heard what you said.
Yeah, this is a great example of you just ignoring me flat out. Wait, and then we talk about it after that. Actually, it's actually a funny little exchange. It's not a big deal. 2033. Danny doesn't have time for this. He's got to get out of here.
Sorry, I just don't know when to stop them.
Yeah, those things are gone. I would just keep moving forward. Let it go.
Are you kidding? Oh my god, this is my favorite. This needs to go on TikTok.
I didn't die the first time.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, that's a good point. This might be the funniest thing I've said in a long time.
One of those are there, then.
I need to concentrate, okay?
What?
Oh my god. It makes me feel a little sick. I hate looking at it. Wait,
so the context, Danny, is...
You gotta keep going. You gotta keep... Just let it...
Well, let me just give... Pause it, Danny. Pause it.
Oh my god.
Pause it for a second, Danny. Pause it.
Yeah.
So the context is I had a bunch of souls, and I went on this platforming part, and I fell off at the very end of this platforming part. And Morgan's like, "You don't want to go over there. You're gonna die." And I was like, "Well, I didn't die the first time, but I'm literally on my way to go get the souls I died from."
That you died from.
But in my defense, I made it all the way to the end, and I died at like the silliest part that wasn't hard. Like I don't know how I fell off.
Well,
but
keep playing this. Watch to the end of this clip. You'll know when to stop.
Are you going to lose?
Sweating. Just keep.
Are you going to lose the souls?
Die the first time. That's really crazy.
I didn't die the first time. Yeet.
Oh, come on. All right.
Oh, no. No. Oh, come on. What?
That is just as funny the second time.
What the hell?
You'll know when it's over. He just throws himself off the edge for no reason.
I don't know how that happened. It's just crazy. I don't know.
That is a prime example of why you are not going to do this in less than 1,000 deaths.
But I'm only at like 270 deaths. I don't know. I think I'm getting good. I mean, that's a great example. Like, that was an accident. That wasn't like a regular death because I didn't have skills. That was me tapping a button instead of pressing a button. If I would have pressed and held it, I don't think I would have jumped backwards.
Skills.
I don't know. I feel like that was a pretty bad scenario. But yeah, that video's got to get on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to kind of start with the death because I jump up there. And I actually get to that spot pretty easily.
Oh, are you going to start editing the TikTok videos?
No, I'm just going to have my employee who's looking for a raise follow some instructions.
Yeah, I definitely got more views on TikTok during this video than the entirety of GameFront YouTube channel. I accidentally just took a screenshot on my phone.
Well, this one will do it good too. Anytime that I guess not every time, but it seems like some of our best video clips are when we are laughing as hard as we are there, because it's legitimately funny.
Yeah, it is funny. 21-21. The build up for that jump is insane. James is trolling us all. That's when he falls off. So, great episode, guys. Good progress as always. Good progress is always good. Give Morgs a bump on his paycheck. Danny?
I will give you a 50% increase.
Oh, that's a lot. No. But it doesn't add up to much at the end of the day. Because it's zero.
50% of nothing is still nothing.
That clip at 1838 from Volk, that's where I actually get to the end of that area. And I'm like crushing it. I'm doing so good there.
Funny. Wait, play that one too, Danny.
So is this where you fall the first time, basically?
This is the setup, yeah.
Well, I don't think it's
these are
the
the wrong
fall
ones.
that's so funny. It's the great gameplay that gets me there.
That's James's girlfriend. This is the you want the other video? Picking up on this lore.
Oh yeah, sorry. Getting confused. I'll get rid of that. 1838. Oh, this is a shorter video than usual.
Mash the run button, jump.
Oh my god. And I had killed a whole bunch of guys to get here too. Oh my god.
You actually did really good. It is tough to make those jumps.
Oh.
That's so trolly.
And then when I come back, I'm like, well, I didn't die the first time, which is the most insane thing to say.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I feel like you were a bit too close to the edge of the cliff, and it kind of caught you there.
The crazy thing is that like Elden Ring is very forgiving with your running. You can jump when you're practically off the platform already and get a good running jump in. Like it's just fear in his heart. Kamikaze Ice, 22 minutes 45 seconds. Morgan is clearly a rough rider, dropping that DMX reference all over MC Heaney.
I think that's 2 minutes and 45. Do we want to watch it?
Yeah. Watch James's confused face when he doesn't know any rap lyrics ever.
I don't know, Morgan.
James, you don't listen to a lot of rap, do you?
No, I don't know, Morgan.
Is it up in here or up in here?
I don't know, Morgan.
James, you don't listen to a lot of rap, do you?
No, I don't listen to any rap.
Sad.
And I'm supposed to know what rap you're talking about because you say, "Is it up in here or is it an up in here?"
You must have heard that song. Even I've heard that song.
Heard it. He's trolling
never heard that song.
He's trolling you. Yes, you've heard it.
No.
I mean, I'd play it for you, but we just get taken down. But
well, why don't you rap it for me?
It's one of the only songs that I know most of the lyrics to.
Well,
Danny,
poison equals.
I'm not doing it. I'm far too white for that. Yeah, not me.
Stop, drop, set him down, open up shop. Right?
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't remember the lyrics that well. I remember the song.
I think it's shut him down, open up shop.
Yeah.
You've heard it.
Poison equals slow long dot. Deadly poison equals fast short dot. About twice the damage of poison and much shorter duration. I think there's 3 sources of deadly poison. 2 weapons and fetid pots. I don't honestly. What is a dot?
Damage over time.
Oh, cool. So when they say, I think there's 3 sources of deadly poison, 2 weapons and fetid pots. So there's only 2 weapons that can have deadly poison? Is that what it's saying?
There's 2 weapons that come with poison on them, but you can put poison onto a lot of weapons.
That makes sense. Kamikaze says, off near, off an ear. Insert picture of Gideon Offner from the intro where he's in a coffin full of ears here. What?
I don't know. Sometimes
that must be rap.
Is out on a different planet.
Yeah.
Nick Haley hates rap?
Yeah. No, I think he's definitely trying to do a twist on that same rap from before, but I'm not sure how well it works. I don't know enough about Elden Ring. Brad Hahn, friends, Romans, countrymen.
Offner. Okay. Oh, he's a voice actor in Elden Ring. Gideon Offner is an NPC in Elden Ring, but then who is he IRL? the intro of Elden Ring. Got it. Nick Hanley, Morgan reading rap lyrics is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen on this channel, and I've seen the Heaney rip off his own shirt. Oh God, burp. You're gonna make me hurl.
Yeah, do you ever wonder why he carries on watching from week to week? Maybe he enjoys the punishment. He likes it. He enjoys it.
he feels it's like sometimes when you're friends with people, you say like the most horrific things to them because you know that it's like it's not true, or like you're not going to hurt their feelings. So like when you're comfortable with someone, you'll be like, oh, your BO smells super bad today or whatever. Whereas like if you're around a stranger, you would just move away from them and it wouldn't matter. But he's just willing to say whatever. He feels free or comfortable enough to rip
call
into
out our
us.
BO.
Yeah, and that he knows that we're not gonna take it personally, and he enjoys doing it. So everybody's winning.
Okay, thanks, Dad. The new Alex Garland movie, Men, is definitely worth a watch. Great visual effects and a fantastic soundtrack, and orally horrific. Warning, you do see multiple births, and one of them is out of a dude's back.
What? I don't know who Alex Garland is. Is it Judy Garland's child?
I mean, I hadn't
He's the writer
seen...
of Ex Machina.
Oh my God, I loved Ex Machina.
I love my mama.
I'm a huge fan of Ex Machina.
Oh, he wrote 20
That movie
Days
was
Later,
so
too.
good. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that. If it's half as good as Ex Machina.
He worked on Devil May Cry too. The video game.
The second one, or all of them?
Wait, you worked on all of them. It looks like DMC, Devil May Cry 2013, Devil May Cry Blood Palace Mode 2013, Virgil's Downfall 2013. Then he made Ex Machina, and then he did Devil May Cry Definitive Edition in 2015.
That's cool.
And then he worked on the Devs TV miniseries. Oh, Devs was good. And then
How would you give birth out of your back without breaking your spine in half?
My guess is it has something to do with the story of the movie. Just coming from somebody that hasn't seen the movie. That's got to be one of the dumber things I've said.
Screwed up my window.
His dad is a Virgo.
Drug door, local 50-year-old boomer shouts at DMX's Rough Rider Nation, proceeds to do bits of scaffolds.
It's all making sense. Drug door, never stop this bit.
Yeah, keep this going. This is good stuff. Dark Page, James has no culture. Thank you, Morgan, for reciting the verse.
James is not about the culture, period.
It's all right. If it ain't fish, it ain't worth listening to.
That's nasty. Bosox 20k1 tip: if you hold down on D-pad when you're not on designated first item flask, it will automatically go to the first item, so you don't have to tap scroll. You knew that, right?
I did know that, but it's just not something that I instinctively do. Those are the kinds of instincts I need to ingrain to make sure I beat this game in less than 1,000 deaths.
Steve the Ghost, my highest viewed video actually covers the walking mausoleum, and now I know why it has so many views. 3005. Wait, Dark Souls 2 video? Where? Lol.
Did you promise a Dark Souls 2 video?
I think
it might be referencing me playing on set in the dark. It was so funny because everybody was like really like thinking it was a brand new game, and I was like, it was kind of hard to try to explain, especially while I'm playing Dark Souls 2, what exactly it is. And I was telling him it was a remake of a game, but the remake itself was also very old, and they couldn't understand like that you'd pay full price for it. And it's a great game. I mean, I wouldn't pay full price for it today, but when I bought it, I did. Or I got it for free. I don't know, honestly. It gets confusing.
Isaac Sims, I'm really happy you're giving the demo humans a go. Make sure to upgrade them to keep them relevant. They are very agile, so enemies have a hard time wiping them all out. So make for great distractions. In the late game, they are outclassed, but now they're a good bet. Ken, I refuse to believe James has not heard that song. It's gross. I know. Ken, you have to jump on top of that walking mausoleum. Most of the have some white toe cheese you have to clean up with your weapon. Ken 2135, classic.
But that 2135 is the fall.
Oh. Anime, another fun time. I like to see comments from people like Anime who we don't normally see their comments coming through. And I think that us asking for comments is really having an effect.
Anime. Is this someone who's changed their name based on, because we've got like a few really good ones now. We've got like Scott Chegg was on last week. And
Pill,
obviously
or not Pill, Crispy AI has become Scotch Egg.
yeah, Scott Chegg. So his first name is Scott and his surname is Chegg, and together it's Scott Chegg. And anime with an anime kind of
might be the same person.
picture.
Maybe
Yeah,
Crispy AI
it's
became anime as well.
anime. It's good stuff. And then finally this week, Pelagius, you never cease to amaze me with your ability to pick the worst cases. Picking one walking mausoleum that has a trick to it and wasting half of the video on it instead of the easy one that you've seen before. But good job on some more exploration.
Phil, always ending on a positive note.
I honestly didn't even know it was a different mausoleum. I thought that it had just walked there from the previous location.
James, do you still have room in that level 1 improv class?
Yeah. Should I take it?
No, maybe I should come take it. I gotta work on my comedy. I feel self-conscious now.
Yeah, there is room for you.
Yeah, okay. I'll be over there.
But I'm a pretty rough teacher.
Wouldn't that be annoying? Actually, that would be so annoying if I was in a level 1 improv class.
It would probably be annoying for you.
For them.
I don't.
No, I would have fun.
I think they would have fun.
Really?
I think they would have fun. Well, here's the problem. I love teaching level 1 improv, but I do think the level 1 improv is something that doesn't really need to be retaken that many times, because you're trying to break people out of their shell and make them feel comfortable and not like and feel good looking silly and stupid and taking risks and whatnot, and not judging yourself. And once you are able to do that, I think it's time to move on, because then you start really learning the different tools of improv in the other levels. So there is a couple people in my class that have not taken classes since before COVID. One was a level 5 student, and another was somebody that studied at UCB, which is closed. And I'm going to do my best to make this improv level 101 class amazing for them. But I don't know that I could go through a level 1 class for myself.
I could do it. It would be fun. I do like teaching level 1 though. I do miss that.
I like teaching level 1.
The level where you take people who are like shy or have no performance experience and like let them break open and break through their mental barriers. So there's definitely the biggest growth in that one, I think.
Yeah. So I guess it really didn't. It felt really long. But maybe because we only had a few videos. But it was about the same amount of time as we usually go on these.
2 hours and 24 minutes.
Oh, we started on time today?
Yeah.
We did, more or less.
Ish.
Okay, so it was a little longer.
It was a little long, but I think a lot of it was the debate about environmental impacts of meat versus producing fake meat versus whatever it was.
There's only one clear winner, so you guys know what to do. Savages.
Well, that's it for another week. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Fan of Males. And what you still doing Lego Star Wars this week?
Hell yeah, every morning. So tomorrow we're gonna do episode 2. Day after that, episode 3. Then we'll do 7, 8, 9, and then I'm gonna run back through maybe from 1 and then 100% everything all the way through.
Nice.
I like it that much.
We'll be back on the weekend with Sea of Thieves. I will try and get something hooked up where we can all join in.
Yeah, let's
yeah.
do a mega on Sunday.
Oh no,
Mega
James has
stream.
his Jeff. James has his rap party.
Oh,
I don't know
wait,
what time it is, but it's in Pasadena, so it's going to be a trek to get out there. So I'm not sure what time that is. I heard it was like a late afternoon, so maybe I could do it in kind of earlier morning.
Well, I'm just remembering.
You have a rap party too.
No, I think AEW Double or Nothing is this weekend.
What is that?
It's a wrestling show.
Yeah,
You would
it's
rather
essentially
watch
WrestleMania, but for
um,
AEW.
yeah.
Oh wow! Judge.
But isn't that going to be like a completely different time from when we'd be streaming this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It should be all day. The card is
All
crazy.
day.
Yeah.
How long is this pay-per-view?
Sunday, May 29th. The main card will air at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but what is the start time?
That would be the start time, wouldn't it? 8 p.m.
That's the main card, so that's the big event. So they probably have a bunch of stuff before it, which probably means it starts at like 6 o'clock, right?
I mean, they'll have like a pre-show or something, but like, who cares about that? Come on.
Me.
Okay, look, we would normally stream about exactly this time, yeah. So if I'm correct, it's 12:30 in the afternoon in Los Angeles as we speak, right?
Yeah.
So we would say midday Los Angeles time. Are you free at midday on Sunday?
Yes.
Yes. Are you free at midday
I'm
on
not
Sunday?
100%.
No, of course
I'm
not.
not 100%
Okay.
yet, but I'll be able to confirm or deny that when it gets closer.
50-year-old boomer attempts rap party. Sounds like good fun.
James, you're gonna have to learn some raps before you go to that rap party. You don't want to show up not knowing any of these.
Do you
raps.
think that's true? I didn't know that was part of a rap party.
Yeah, why do you think they call it a rap party?
I had no idea. It hadn't occurred to me. I thought it was strange that everybody was getting excited. I don't know.
Whatever you do, don't take a picture with the baby.
You don't take a picture with the baby?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Advice for life, I think.